Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about how toxic fanboys on YouTube are crying over the diversity of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and how it is such fake outrage. So, of course, we all knew this was going to happen, but the question is, why is it happening so late in the game? So the new trailer for the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man just came out, and already people are making their rounds on YouTube and online complaining about the diversity and how it's ruining Spider-Man and blah 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 blah. I kid you not, there was this one white dude on Twitter who complained and said, "I only see one white person in this show. I'm not watching." There aren't enough diapers in the world for these little crybabies and stuff that are wetting their pants because they see people of color in a cartoon series. But here's the question I don't understand. We know it's fake outrage because it has to be. Because if you're mad about this, then why aren't you mad about the MCU Spider-Man cast? That cast has been race bent, but yet you don't see people complaining, whining, and moaning. So, for the most part, there aren't that many people pissed off about that, but yet they're pissed off about this. Do you see what I'm saying? If you're not mad about one, then why are you mad about the other? And in the live action Spider-Man movies that the MCU have, they're race bent, but yet in this cartoon series, every person of color is actually from the comics, except for the Osborns that have been race bent. So there's only been one family that's been race bent for this show, and yet you're crying foul. You're crying that it's woke. You're crying that it's ruining your childhood and everything. Like, seriously. You're acting like little whiny bitches and everything. Like, you're complaining about diversity. First of all, the setting is New York. In case you haven't noticed, or in case you've only watched Friends, the television series, New York is pretty diverse. You get a lot, and I mean a lot, of people of color in New York. And so, like, of course, they're finally trying to show that representation on television. A lot of these characters seem to be de-aged for the most part, some. And, like, Tombstone and everything. Like, he's an adult when Spider-Man is doing his Spider-Man thing. So they de-aged him to make him a high schooler. Why? I guess they're going, like, that X-Men Evolution route. And so Tombstone is in this, but he's in his human form before he had his accident. So he is that football player you see. And yet people are complaining. You have Amadeus Cho, which I don't know how people feel about him, but he's Asian, and I think he became like the Hulk at one point. He was in Ultimate Spider-Man as Scarlet Spider, and for the most part, I've seen people be pretty okay with him. So why are you complaining now? Nico from the Runaways is in this, and she's Japanese, and so of course they made a Japanese in the series, and people love Nico. She was the best part of the live action Runaway series. So why are people complaining now? Yeah, I think there's one character, I don't know who she is, because the rest of these characters, I'm not really sure. I think it's Asha. She's from Wakanda, from the comics and everything. I don't even think she has affiliation with Spider-Man, but they just threw her in this series. Probably for more representation, because as you can see so far, Spider-Man's normal, like, supporting characters aren't really in this. And because originally this was supposed to be an origin story from the MCU, but they changed it and stuff. And I guess they felt, hey, since all those MCU characters are already in live action, let's explore a couple of new characters. So I don't know what she's really gonna do other than being a classmate of Peter. And what's all worse is all the little dipshits like on Twitter and other social media lying about stuff, because like the picture of Tombstone and the picture of Nico, this one person's trying to say, oh, Tombstone is really Flash Thompson and Nico is really Mary Jane Watson. No, they're not. Like, they are literally the characters from the comic, like Nico and Tombstone and everything. And they're doing this to piss people off. And that's why I hate misinformation on social media and stuff. Because they're trying to start like people being angry and turn against people and stuff. And this is why things like Facebook need to be regulated for misinformation and stuff. Because there's always some little asshole and everything who's trying to turn somebody against another. And the thing is like, I would be so ashamed and embarrassed if it were my people doing that crap. And when my people do act a fool, I am embarrassed and stuff. Because it's kind of like they're shaming an entire culture just because they want to be ignorant and everything. And this is where we are in today's world, where people are giving misinformation, lying, trying to like stir up races and stuff like that, just so they can get people to like and click their little social media posts or pay them money and crap on YouTube. Now, Janine is in this, and she's from the comics, and I have no idea who she is. But she's supposed to be Filipino, but they have her looking more black. But, a lot of Filipino people do have that golden brown skin tone, so that's probably why they gave it to her. And so I'm not even sure who she is from the comics, but she's there. Now, every other white character that's supposed to be white from the comics, guess what? They're still white in this show. Why are y'all complaining? Because Peter's still white, Daredevil's still white, Kingpin is still Italian and everything. But then what got people flustered was the Osborns. They race bent them to be black. And for the most part, since you have the rest of this like diversity in the show, in all honesty, you really didn't need to race bend the Osborns. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could have kept them as is because you have other representation in here. You have like, black, white, Asian. Actually got 3 Asian characters in this show, and they were like, I don't think there's no Latinos and stuff. But anyways, you could have kept the Osborns as is, but the fact is, it's not a big deal. However, and I can't believe I'm gonna agree with this person, but Bo DeMayo was right. Like, I wish to God they would stop race bending villains that are white in the comics and turning them black on television. That's very annoying because of the simple fact it harpens back in the day of when you have an all-white cast and you see like the black person in the show or movie and they're the villain. And so that harpens back to old Hollywood, and that's very annoying because you don't want to see that. Especially as a black man myself, I don't want to see that. I get tired of always seeing black people as villains or black people as ghetto, and now black people as nerds and everything. That whole Steve Urkel effect really, really, really went beyond like 2 or maybe 3 decades and stuff. But like, yeah. It is annoying, especially in the MCU, they keep turning all their white villains black. And that's very annoying. You have, like, what's his name? Kane the Conqueror. You have, who's that dude that turned people into animals? I forget his name. The Higher Evolutionary and stuff, and a couple of others. And they even talked about making Magneto black, possibly. And so it's just kind of like, yeah, a black person can be a villain. Not saying they're not, but it is kind of annoying that this is the way Hollywood wants to show representation. Because they're like, hey, you don't want black people in here, but what if we make them the villain? Then you have a reason to hate them. And I hate that. But when it comes to the Osborns, I mean, If you ever looked at the Osbournes in the comics, they got that wavy looking hair, and black folks have wavy hair, especially if you had that good hair. If you never seen a black person with wavy hair, then most likely you don't have a black friend, or they don't have that good hair from that little wave cap they put on and stuff. But you know, if they're gonna race Ben, since the hair already is there, might as well. But oh no, wait! Now people are making fun of Harry's hairstyle. Well, there's a reason why he has that hairstyle. One, representation, and two, the actual voice actor has that same hairstyle. So that's why they gave him that hairstyle. But hold up, there are now people making fun of Harry's hair. So what? Now you trying to say not only do you not want black folks on screen, but you don't want our hairstyles either? Is that really the route you're going? Is that really the racist route you are going and everything? Like, you know, just say you're racist. Like, just come on. But now you're getting offended because, oh my God, he called us racist because we have a difference of opinion. No, it's not a difference of opinion. You're literally mocking a hairstyle. The same way in the afterlife, people mocked May and what the heck are them twin names? It's been a long time since that show came out. May and something. When they made fun of their braids and everything, or dreads, whatever they had. And it's just kind of like, see, this is what I've been saying for so many years. Hollywood tends to make like black people hair straight because they didn't want to give them black hairstyles. Because, oh no, white people eyes are offended and everything. And so that's why in like the 90s, you would see more black hairstyles, because in the 70s and the 80s, they didn't want that. And, you know, they didn't want curly hair or dreads or braids or whatever. And I remember Tia Mowry, the Maury twins from Sister Sister, they used to have curly hair. Then all of a sudden the networks all like, yeah, we want your hair to be straight like everybody else, because they didn't want them to have a ethnic look. This is the same reason why in Hollywood there aren't that many black hairdressers for black characters on the show. And many of these black characters who have stated this, by the way, had to go elsewhere to get their hair done and everything, or do it themselves, because the studios would not hire a black hairstylist. This is now starting to change in the 2020s and stuff. But this is exactly what I've been saying, because there are people complaining and crying and crapping their pants because, oh my God, I see a black hairstyle on television. I am about to have a heart attack and everything. And so, like, you know, it's because of fake outrage and real outrage and stuff. But the question I've been asking over and over, why are people pissed off now if they known this is what the character is going to look like for 2 years? Well, it's all about that YouTube money and stuff. It's all about fake outrage. It's all about, like, you know, finding something new to hate on in the new year, because they're gearing up for Snow White. And because when people saw these pictures 2 years ago, there's been no like hype for it, no press, so it died down. But once that trailer's out, they're like, yippee, we get that YouTube money again. And so here comes the hate content. And oh my God, it's getting worse because it's getting woke videos and crap. And literally, they are just finding something new to complain about till they can start complaining about Snow White, because the whole Wicked thing didn't really happen for them, and Wicked did very well at the box office. So now they had to find something to complain about. And of course, they always find diversity to complain about because they are racist. And by saying that, they are offended because they're like, how dare you call me racist because I have a difference of opinion. And they have taught their minions to say the same thing. But it is not a difference of opinion. It is the fact that you only are complaining about race type stuff, diversity and everything. It's old, it's tiresome, and you are racist and everything. Plain and simple as that. Because once again, everything in the MCU Spider-Man for the most part has been race bent. Ned in the MCU, He's not supposed to be whatever race this dude is. He's not even supposed to be overweight. But yet they changed him, and yet when people do complain about him like I do, it's because of the simple fact he is annoying AF. Plain and simple as that. They've wrote him to be so comedic, so annoying, and they cram him in scenes he got no business being in. He's just annoying and everything. And he doesn't act nothing like the Ned from the comics. Then you have Zendaya playing MJ, who we all now know is Mary Jane. Everybody's known that ever since she went through like the nickname of MJ. Yet for the most part, nobody's really complaining about it. And they had her acting emo in the first movie, but then after that, she's became a better supporting character. Liz Allen, who is supposed to be white in the comics, they turned her black and everything. Well, actually turned her biracial black and everything. And yet, for the most part, you still just accepted it. You really didn't complain that much. There was a couple of haters, but hey, that was about it. The Scorpion is now Latino and everything in the MCU, but yeah, I don't hear you complaining and stuff. What was his name? Electro was Jamie Foxx in the other Spider-Man movie, Black, and yet you did not complain about that. And everything, you complain about the character because the character was stupid. But if you didn't have that much hate outrage for them, then why do you got it now? Flash Thompson, supposed to be the whitest of all white guys with blonde hair in the comics, but yet he been race bent to whatever race this dude is. And for the most part, whenever he's on screen, people laugh. But where's your outrage for it? See, you got outrage for one, but you don't got it for the other. Because for the most part, people wasn't hating on the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. But you're like, well, crap, dude. Like, we can't make that YouTube money now. So now you're like, oh, wait, now we got this new cartoon coming out. So let's start hate raging and everything. It is tiresome. It is old. You are racist. You are prejudiced. You are a bigot. Plain and simple as that. These are fictional characters that you're about to have a heart attack over. Get over yourself. If the characters suck, then say that. Plain and simple, like Ned from the MCU. I don't like Ned. He's annoying and everything. And the Flash Thompson in like the movie in the MCU, he's annoying as well because he's just a rich prick and everything. He's not really that bully that he has been in the other cartoon series and stuff. It's just, you people need a life and you need counseling. Plain and simple as that. Like, seriously, just admit you're racist. So, because people hate you already. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so who cares? They're going to hate you more because you're a Hulk Hogan type racist. But, like, at least admit to it, man. Like, come on. Like, seriously. Alrighty. Well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.